Chat, you're 0-3. I won in the 80s. I won in the 90s. I won again in the 2000s. We are off to a brand new era. Added for this year's game is the LeBron era, as LeBron made his way to the Miami Heat. This challenge, by the way, is done. I won this year, but we do still have the LeBron era and the modern era to go through, and we will. Maybe even, again, dip into the WNBA if it will allow me to do so. But yeah, we are going to be heading off to the LeBron era, as it were, as you start off, if I am not mistaken, in the 2010 2011 season, which is delightful. So we will see how she goes. We will, because we got to set this up yet again, as we do. And I wish the settings would be what it was. All-Star City Selection, good to go. The catch-up scouting, don't need to see that. Contract options, draft, combine, draft signings, expansion, free agency, Hall of Fame inductees, the Hoop Summit, league meetings, league player alignment, player retirement, the pre-draft workout, staff retirement, staff signings, and the Summer League on automatic. We got to turn off the action points and staff abilities. Drop the draft class quality as we do. And of course we want, I can turn it on later, but yield trade override as well. There we go. There we go. So, it is the first time that that this era has been in the game, of course. And looking back at the standings, the two worst teams in the NBA, and there were only two to finish with less than 20 wins. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who I will be controlling to move back to the East after spending 2 in a row in the West. And Chat's team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Cavs versus Wolves is the go-around this time, with it being the 2010-2011 season, if I am not mistaken. That is where it starts. If it's 11-12, well, then shit, we'll see what happens. But my understanding was that it is the 2010-2011 season. Would it be smarter to look at the rosters? No. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not about making sure it's the two worst teams in terms of the starting roster. We could always do that, but that's not how we set it up. If we wanted to do that, then sure, but that just feels like moving the goalposts now, doesn't it? Just a little bit? Just a bit? As it is, it's not like I have LeBron anymore. So, we are off. We are off. The 2011 draft class, because it is indeed 2010-11. Let's get familiar with our situations and circumstances. Chat will be in control of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Point guards, Luke Ridnour and Sebastian Telfair. Shooting guard, Corey Brewer, 24 years old. B potential as well. So not that bad. At forward, Michael Beasley. Got Evan Martin there as well. Power forward, you already saw him. The star of the team is Kevin Love. Certainly someone to build around. And at center, the legend, Darko Milicic. So honestly, again, not a bad core. Not at all. With Love and Michael Beasley, you guys will have some decisions on how you want to approach this. You do have someone named Patrick Strickland, though, who's making a buttload of fucking money. I haven't seen these rosters yet, but him and Jim Terry are making a shitload of money. So who knows? These rosters might be borked as well. They might. For my Cavaliers, at point guard, Mo Williams with Dan Gibson behind him. Shooting guard is Anthony Parker. At forward, Jamario Moon. Power forward, the 34-year-old Antoine Jameson. J.J. Hickson's behind him. And at center, Anderson Varejao. Got Ryan Hollins, Leon Poe. Oh my God, this team is... Whoo, that team's tragic. That team is tragic. There's some money out there. Yep, Sidney Farmer making quite a bit of money. So we'll see what happens. In terms of draft picks for the future, by the way, the Cavaliers have a Heat swap with the Heat. A pick swap with the Heat. Where I'll get the better of their picks. So I get the compensation picks from losing LeBron for quite a while. Even up to 2015. I get a lot of extra draft picks thanks to losing LeBron. For you guys, 2 first-round picks this year that are both lottery protected from Utah and Memphis. So, we both have some interesting draft pick scenarios. None of your own, though, is correct. So, interesting spot to be in, as I mentioned. It is worth noting as well that the 2011 draft, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, Tristan Thompson, some guy named Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler is in this draft, Klay Thompson. There's some good players to land in this draft. But with that, let's take a look around the league and kind of get that full look at the set of circumstances. The Philadelphia Sixers, led by Iguodala, Elton Brand, Drew Holiday, Thaddeus Young, Evan Turner, among others. The Charlotte Bobcats with Gerald Wallace, Steven Jackson, DJ Augustine, Boris Diaw, Sean Livingston, Kwame Brown, Gerald Henderson, Najera Muhammad. The Milwaukee Bucks with Brandon Jennings, Andrew Bogut, Corey Maggette, Drew Gooden, Larry Sanders, Earl Boykins, Michael Redd, Keon Dooley. The Chicago Bulls with Derrick Rose, Jesus Christ, Carlos Boozer, Joakim Noah, Lowell Dang, Ronnie Brewer, again among others, Kyle Korver included. The Cavaliers we've already seen. The Boston Celtics. Brings a tear to your eye. KG, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Shaquille O'Neal, Jermaine O'Neal, Big Baby, Kendrick Perkins, Nate Robinson, Marquise Daniels, Von Wafer. They got the rights to Von Wafer. Let's fucking go. The LA Clippers with Blake Griffin, Eric Gordon, Chris Kaman, Baron Davis, DeAndre Jordan, among others. The Memphis Grizzlies with Zach Randolph, Mike Conley, Rudy Gay, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, OJ Mayo, leading the way for them. The Atlanta Hawks, Al Horford, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Jamal Crawford, Mike Bibby, Jeff Teague, Zaza Pachulia, and others. The Miami Heat with LeBron. Miami has LeBron James. He also has 66 fucking badges. LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Udonis Haslem, Mike Miller, James Jones. Yeah, welcome back to the Eastern Conference for me. LOL. Mario Chalmers. Super Nintendo Chalmers. The New Orleans Hornets with Chris Paul, David West, Emeka Okafor, Trevor Ariza, Peja Stojakovic. Utah Jazz with Deron Williams, Paul Millsap, Andre Kirilenko, Gordon Hayward, Raja Bell, and future Celtics head coach Fiery. God damn it. The Sacramento Kings with Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins, Bino Udrih, Omri Caspi. Holy hell. Carl Landry. What a team. What a team in Sacramento. Oh my God, they're terrible. The New York Knicks with Amare Stoudemire, Raymond Felton, Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, Landry Fields, Ronnie Turioff. What a team. Eddie Curry's still there too. The Lakers with Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, Shannon Brown, Matt Barnes, Derek Fisher, Sasha Vujacic, Luke Walton as well. Shout out to Luke Walton. The Orlando Magic with Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson, Vince Carter, Marcin Gortat, Rashard Lewis, J.J. Redick, Michael Petrus. Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, J.J. Barea, Caron Butler, Deshaun Stevenson. The Nets with Brook Lopez, Devin Harris, Chris Humphries, who 99% of people only know for one person, one reason. Derek Favors, Jordan Farmar. Love me some Jordan Farmar. And Anthony Morrow. The Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony. Mr. Webster, the Clippers won in Season 2. I am 3-0 in this series this year, as absurd as that is. The Nuggets with Carmelo Anthony, Chauncey Billups, Nene, Ty Lawson, J.R. Smith, Kenyon, Martin, Aaron Aflalo, the Birdman. Oh, I know, Danny, it's a ridiculous run. Al Harrington as well. Ridiculous. Correct, you don't have your own first-round pick, and the other two are lottery protected. Have fun. The Indiana Pacers with Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert, Darren Collison, Paul George, Mike Dunleavy, Tyler Hansbrough, TJ Ford, among others. The Detroit Pistons with Face Mask, Rip Hamilton, Rodney Stuckey, Greg Monroe, Jesus. Tracy McGrady as a Piston, never felt right. Charlie Villanueva, Ben Wallace, Ben Gordon. Unreal. The Toronto Raptors with Andrea Bargnani, DeMar DeRozan, Jose Calderon, Jarrett Jack, Leandro Barbosa, Reggie Evans. What a team. The Houston Rockets with Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, Kyle Lowry, very injury-prone at this time, Yao Ming, Chuck Hayes, Shane Battier, Aaron Brooks, veteran Brad Miller. The Spurs with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, George Hill, Tiago Splitter, Richard Jefferson. Shout out to Whitlis Watson. What a name. Thank you for the ball. Welcome in. They got Matt Bonner, Antonio McDyess. The Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, Grant Hill, Jason Richardson, Jared Dudley, Charlie Fry, Robin Lopez, Hakeem Warwick, and Goran Dragic. Also Josh Childress and Hito Turkoglu. Gonna say, yeah, Tony Parker. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Boo. Bring back Seattle. Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook. Serge Ibaka. I can't believe they didn't limit this core. James Harden. Jeff Green. Thabo Cephalosha. Daquan Cook. Jesus, what a team. What a team. The Minnesota Timberwolves, of course, Chat's team this time out. The Portland Trailblazers with LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, Nicholas Batum, Andre Miller. You're correct, Warrior. Wesley Matthews, Greg Oden. B- potential. It should be like a C+. Marcus Camby or Rudy Fernandez. It shouldn't even be a C+ for Greg Oden, let's be honest. What the hell is his injury tendency? What the hell is his durability? Overall durability, 62. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry. Never heard of him. Monta Ellis, Darrell Wright, Rodney Carney, Jeremy Lin. Fucking 72 overall, Jeremy Lin. Let's go. That's all you need. Steph Curry and Jeremy Lin. That's all you need. And the Washington Wizards with John Wall, Nick Young, Andre Blatch. Haven't heard that name in forever. JaVale McGee, Gilbert Arenas, Kirk Heinrich, Yi Jianlian. It's a Bucks pick, was he not? So the highest rated player of this era, well, it is the LeBron James era after all. But you have D Rose, Kobe up there. Those are the highest rated players of this new era in this game. This year, I'm a little bit worried that the rosters could be somewhat fucked up. We'll see what happens when we get there. But one more look. My Cleveland Cavaliers and Chat's Minnesota Timberwolves. You guys do have to kind of make a decision on how you want to approach the block for Season 1. As we mentioned or saw, in terms of the future draft picks, you do not have your own pick. I don't know why we don't have our own pick. According to history, we should. I'm throwing the challenge flag that we should have our own pick. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. It stays. It stays. Hey, I would have been the Timberwolves this year if we kept up the alternating path, but no, you guys wanted Vince Carter. It's not my fault. That would have been my problem to deal with. Not a single thing that has happened has been my fault. This all started when you guys said, we'll be the Clippers, Toogie can be the Bulls. I let you decide that. How this has gone is primarily because of how you guys decided that very first decision. And then I gave you a chance to say, oh, maybe, and you still made the wrong choice. It wasn't my fault. I'm going to punt a baby now. Gene Snitsky. With that, I don't disagree that it's not the worst idea in the world to get those first round picks onto the block just to see if you can move them. Aside from that, if you can move Luke Ridnour, you should. He's not in your window to win right now at all. Outside of that, I mean, you can put the dudes that are making too much money for no fucking reason on the block and just hope that they magically go. Yeah, this era's free agency could be fucked up as well. We'll see what happens. And if it is, then, well, fuck it. We'll deal with it. It's the only thing I can say. You probably want to have Kevin Love as an untouchable. Let me know how you feel about that. Maybe you at least want to see, hey, if we get an offer, see what's up. It's always fucked up. Well, Reaver, it's not. The 80s and 90s, they're correct. And then they hit the 2000s, which you'd think they'd be more familiar with because that's when they started making the games. And they're wrong. Well, in fairness, they might have started in 99, but you get my point. But, yeah, let me know. Let me know. For myself, got to get rid of Antoine Jameson. Got to get rid of Vera Zhao. Mo Williams. I mean, shit, I could even trade J.J. Hickson. He's only a B-. It's the best value he'll ever have. You're lucky, Chad. I'm going full fire sale this time. I'm going full fucking fire sale this time. Let me tell you. The only untouchables are my draft picks. Those aren't going anywhere. Actually, in fairness, the Heat draft picks could probably go. At least those future Heat draft picks, they're not going to be bad anytime soon. So if I can move those, it's not the worst idea. But I'm doing the opposite. For some reason, I thought I was still on the block. So any Cleveland first rounder, I'm holding on to. Aside from that, take whatever the hell you want. We are We are open for business here in Cleveland now that we have lost LeBron James. We are fucking open for business. Head coach Byron Scott. Let's go, Byron. Lead us to fucking glory here. That's not going to happen. For you guys in Minnesota, because you have such a weird setup, I mean, you might as well go with like an 8-man bench. I mean, this team sucks. Shout out to Kurt Rambis as the head coach, but yeah, not a great starting roster for the chat in a sense, but man, Beasley and especially Kevin Love, not terrible. Not terrible. What's Ridnour's potential? He's 29, so it doesn't even matter, but he is a B+. Let's get it going, chat. Let's do it. Why not? Let's start the new era tonight. Season 1. I can't believe we're already on a new era, but here we are. Here we are. A brand new era. Yet again. Yet again. And not a very strong start for the Timberwolves, who again are apparently supposed to have their first round pick. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cavs get a trade offer. Anthony Parker, who's 35, and Chad Thomas. What's the catch here? Garrett Temple's 24 and a B-. Why would I not take this? I get younger. The money's not too crazy. Why would I not take this? That's a done deal. Garrett Temple, welcome to Cleveland. Welcome to Cleveland. Yeah, Minnesota's profit is not doing too hot right now. Not doing too hot. If I set up this team, drop it down to a... Actually, how good was that guy? Yeah, we'll drop it down to a 9-man bench. Some of the other guys in there a little bit more. Fucking Jamario Moon is starting for me this season. Jesus Christ. Whew. So if we get that far, do we get ready to trade you Kevin Love still? I mean, if you want to complete the self-fulfilling prophecy of losing every era, then shit, why not, right? Then shit, why not? But yeah, it's funny because the runners-up... Well, shit, there you go, chat. The runners-up, by the way, were Toronto and Sacramento. So, next time. With that, you guys do get a trade offer. Luke Ridnour to Dallas for their first-round pick in 2012 and 31-year-old Brendan Haywood. So you take on the Haywood contract, which fucking sucks, but you do get a first-rounder out of it. But that Haywood deal might be really tough to move, whereas Luke Ridnour, you could probably move him in a different trade. That Haywood deal... That Haywood deal's tough. I'm seeing a lot of no's, which isn't surprising. You couldn't really guarantee that the Mavericks would have a good pick. There's two good players in that draft. It's Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis. Then you're looking at like Andre Drummond. It starts to drop a bit. Draymond's in that draft. Chris Middleton. Like in terms of like lifetime win share, it's not the best, but I saw a lot of no's. A lot of no's. So that deal will be declined. The Haywood deal was 6 years, man. Cavs get a trade offer. Anderson Varejao and Dan Gibson for Shane Battier and Chuck Hayes. The problem is they're both older. That's not the type of deal I'm looking for. I don't want to trade old for old. Thank you very much, Houston. Even the Cavs profit margin in the shitter right now. For the Timberwolves, Sebastian Telfair and Andre Wilkins for Wesley Whitman and Cliff Griffin. Only reason to take this trade is to get worse right now. That's the only reason. You probably can find a better deal for Telfair. Only reason to take this deal is to make yourself worse right now. It is true you don't have your own pick, so. All right, that's being vetoed as well. Let's keep it going. Not a very profitable basketball team here in Minnesota. Holy shit. Probably not worth trading Beasley for JaVale McGee. Although having Love and McGee in the paints Beasley is 23 with a B potential, 80 overall. McGee is 22 with a B minus at an 80. Yeah. And then Kirk Heinrich is more of a veteran than Darko. It's probably not worth it either. Technically, you get more value back because Heinrich's worth more than Darko, but yeah, Beasley's probably the better option. Heinrich gets paid a lot of money. That said, you would get rid of the Darko Milicic contract. Heinrich gets paid more, but for less amount of time. I'd consider it. I've only seen one person say yes. Vast majority of people are leaning towards pass. It's going to be a pass. No deal. No deal. So we get ready to head into January. Not too much has happened so far this season. Whoever has your pick is about to be real fucking happy about it, though. We'll see what happens with the whole draft pick scenario. We will see. Very, very few trades in comparison to what I think we were both hoping for. Ridnour for Blatch. Blatch is 24, B potential, 81 overall. That's not a bad way to go. You get rid of 29-year-old Ridnour. You bring in Andre Blatch. The only issue with Blatch, he plays power forward, and so does Kevin Love. That's the big issue. He plays the same position as Kevin Love. So maybe you want to hold on to Ridnour to move somebody else. This looks like a mixed vote. You get younger, but he plays the same position as your star player, Kevin Love. So, Love plays power forward. Indeed. So does Blatch. He has a secondary position, but his primary is power forward. So, there's an argument to the trade. It looks like No is probably going to win out. Probably. There's an argument, but it's going to be a no. Whoops. There we go. Can we see our picks again? Sure. You do have the protection back up on 2012. Maybe you do have your first rounder after all. Maybe you do. Maybe it's that one. But then you wouldn't have your 2012 first. But then one of those will probably end up being 2012 first, maybe. What a weird situation. That's all I can say. We are about a month out from the deadline, which is now back into February, so maybe the trades will pick up. Oh, Vince Carter! Love this year's, but lose next year's. Mo Williams and Daniel Gibson for Vince Carter and Damian Wilkins. Which makes no fucking sense because Vince is on the final year of his deal. The only reason I would possibly take this is if I thought I could flip Vince Carter in the next month. Otherwise, I might as well keep trying to move Mo and Gibson on their own. Or if I just wanted to free up that much cap space. Clippers have our pick. The Clippers acquired Sam Cassell and a future conditional first for Marco Jaric and Lionel Chambers. What a terrible trade. Vince could get me more than either of these two. If I don't flip Vince, then he leaves, but I get a good amount of salary off the books to take part in free agency. Man, the Clippers are really fucking haunting you guys in this series, aren't they? Obviously, I'm thinking about what could I get for these two. I'm going to take this, honestly. I'm going to take this. Mo Williams and Daniel Gibson to the Orlando Magic for Vince Carter and Damian Wilkins. And I'm going to try to flip Vince Carter as soon as I can. In worst case scenario, I just freed up a lot of cap space. So Vince Carter. Well, I just freed up a lot of cap space. Didn't know the trade protection was going to harm me there, but that's okay. Vince, welcome in, buddy. At least I freed up a lot of cap space. That is true, there's a team option, so I could bring him back for another year and then deal him. Although I don't know if I'm going to want to do that, but I could, depending on the value. All right, trade offer for you guys here. Corey Brewer and your first round pick in 2015. They're willing to trade you back. Am I mistaken? No, they want the first rounder in 2015. Sorry. For Wilson Chandler in a second. For a second, the way I read it, I'm like, hey, they had your first. They're willing to give it back. That'd be fun. Brewer's 24 and a B. Wilson Chandler is 23. Ooh. 23 and an A minus. But, yeah, I mean, the fact it's a first round pick as well. But 23 and an A minus for Wilson Chandler. The problem is, he plays where Michael Beasley plays. So, both trades is, hey, power forward, small forward. Yeah, it doesn't really work out. I'm going to decline that. I think people are going to vote no now that they are fully aware of that. So, oof. Oof. We march on the Timberwolves at 9-34 on the season. I have Vince Carter on my fucking team now. God damn it. Jamario Moon and a second for a dude named Carr. So this is literally just, hey, you want to get rid of Jamario Moon and his salary? And the answer is yes. I would like to get rid of Jamario Moon. I don't know how the hell this guy has any value at all, though. Like, the fact I have to give up a second in this deal to get rid of Jamario Moon. The problem is, second round picks really aren't worth that much. Fuck it. I want the money. Jamario, have fun in Utah, buddy. Have fun in Utah. How that guy is a star and a half, I have no idea. But another deal for the Cavaliers. J.J. Hickson and the guy who I just picked up, isn't he? Maybe not. But J.J. Hickson for DJ Augustine. Again, Hickson is 22 and a B minus. Augustine is 23 and a B minus. And Eduardo Nahara as a veteran here. So basically, it's Augustine for Hickson. I don't have a point guard to build around. I don't have a power forward to build around. It's basically, do I want to bet on Hickson or Augustine? I'd have to take on Nahara, and there's term there that I don't want, so I'm going to decline that. Less than 2 weeks out from the draft. It's been an interesting start to the season, to say the least. The Nets want Antoine Jameson. They'll give up Damon Blount, 22B and a 68, and a first-round pick from the Lakers in 2011. It's lottery protected, but that could be a 2012 first-rounder. I'm going to take that. It gets rid of Antoine Jameson. By the way, look at the cap hit on Damon Blount. What the fuck? These rosters are going to be the same way as the 2000s rosters. I don't know why they set it up this way. They're out of their fucking minds with how they've set up these rosters. I'm taking that. At the same time, I'm getting fucked because the salary apparently gives that dude value. But I would just prefer to get rid of Antoine Jameson, be done with it, free up that cap space. I get a first rounder back. It is what it is. I'm going to take this and send Antoine Jameson to New Jersey to make the Cavs even worse. And at this stage, yeah, this team is fucking brutal. Honestly, for both of us, probably just max out the bench. Especially since you guys might still have your first after all. Max out the bench, make the team worse. I mean, Kevin Love's down on morale right now. Let me know if you disagree, but trying to tank it right now for both of us is a pretty good idea. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. The Cavs get another trade offer. They want Samardo Samuels A minus 22 and a 73. James Jones is 30. I don't know how fucking good this guy actually is, apparently, but I'm going to keep him for that reason. No, thank you. Just over a week out from the deadline. Both of our teams are tanking, though. That's the difference. Another offer for Samuels. Darius Songaila, who's 32, and Dennis No, I'm going to keep Mr. Samuels. Thank you very much. A minus potential. He's trash right now, but you never know. You never know. Less than a week out. You guys do get another offer for Luke Ridnour. The return offer is Vladimir Radmanovich. So the only reason to do this is to get out of the Ridnour contract. And then knowing that these two guys would be free agents at the end of the year. So you're not getting much back from Ridnour except salary space. He doesn't cost the most, but $4 million a season. And you get rid of this Evan Martin guy as well, who's making almost 4 as well. I'd probably do that. You know, you're not getting anything solid back for Ridnour, but you're getting cap space, which always helps. Luke Ridnour on his way to Golden State. On the way to Golden State. Any other deals before this deadline? That is the question. The answer is no. So we are set in stone here. Really quickly for you guys, Radmanovich wants to leave, which is a good thing for you anyway. For myself, nothing to worry about. Okay, we can finish up the season then. We can do it. We can do it. Get through this and see where we stand. This has the potential to be our longest era yet, based on where the two teams are. You guys are still ahead on paper simply due to Kevin Love. I have the draft pick edge, but you have the best player of the bunch. So we'll see how far that ultimately carries you. But yeah, that's the big difference maker right now is one. Oh, Kevin Love. And as we have seen, strong options in the paint often work out quite well. Although, granted, the league is changing quite a bit at this stage. Quite a bit indeed. Heat Celtics dangerous right now. Well, yeah, that's why I'm building up. Even if I had Kevin Love right now on the Cavs, I would trade him. Because the Eastern Conference is strong. Shit, Dwight Howard and Jameer Nelson in Orlando. Like, the Eastern Conference is nothing to fuck with right now. So, with Chad on paper doesn't mean much. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's like, oh, cool, I get to play the Charlotte Bobcats every once in a while. That's fun. Apparently I beat the Bulls and the Bucks. I don't know how quite we did that. But with that, 2010-11 has come to a close. Your league MVP, LeBron James. Congrats to you, Mr. James. Your rookie of the year, the Clippers, Blake Griffin. He jumped over a car hood once. Celtics legend, Blake Griffin. Sixth man of the year, San Antonio's Manu Ginobili. Defensive player of the year, Orlando's Dwight Howard. Most improved, Orlando's Marcin Gortat. Coach of the year, Eric Spoelstra. I could not believe, by the way, it was sometime earlier this year, just how fucking long Eric Spoelstra's been around. He's 52, and he has been a coach in the NBA since 1997, when he was a Heat assistant. For 11 years, by the way. 97! I am 29 years old. He has been in the league since I was 3. And he's only 52. That's fucking nuts. But But yeah, the Heat went 72-10 this season, so that's good. First team All-NBA, D-Wade, Westbrook, James, Kevin Durant, Dwight Howard. Your all-rookie team. No, your all-defensive team first. Dwight Howard, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, John Wall, and Dwayne Wade. Your all-rookie team is Blake Griffin, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Greg Monroe, and Paul George. So with that, the playoffs in season 1, we're going to be able to go through it very, very quickly because I can't speak because we're not involved. It's Lakers and Mavericks, Nuggets and Blazers, Thunder and Clippers, Spurs and Hornets. On the other side, Heat and Nets, Magic and Pacers, Celtics and Knicks, Bulls, and the Charlotte Bobcats. Oh my God. The Bobcats made the playoffs. Unreal. I got to remember about G League, but again, we don't have players. Shout out to, Vince Carter and JJ Hickson. Way to go, boys. Crushing it. You crushed it. What a season. For you guys, led by Michael Beasley, Kevin Love, and apparently Andre Wilkins in his one game was God. So, yeah, Reaver, that's a fair point. The fact he's only been on one team in that entire time as well is batshit insane. So with that, let's go through the playoffs as quickly as we can. Go through the first round. See how it plays out. We'll have Lakers and Nuggets, Thunder and Hornets who upset the Spurs, Heat and Magic, son of a bitch, the dog just barked to go out, Bulls and Celtics. If you want to see the rest of the playoffs, you got to come back or stay. Yeah.